Hello everyone, welcome to LexTalk World Talk Show presented by Clickaway Creators. Today we have Mr. Nar Hari Singh with us. Nar Hari Singh is a first-generation lawyer who has made his own independent mark and an advocate on record of Supreme Court of India, who has a distinction of having his litigation in Supreme Court of India, Delhi High Court, and various other tribunals and commissions. His areas of interest include matter relating to civil, constitutional, criminal, consumer, and corporate litigation. Beside this, Mr. Singh is emerging as prolific litigator and a versatile lawyer having commendable experience of more than 15 years in various courts, commission, tribunals in Delhi and across India. So now, without further ado, let's dive into know more about him. So, hello, Mr. Singh, how are you?
Good, absolutely fine. Thank you for inviting me to your this talk show.
Pleasure is all ours. So, Mr. Singh, now I would like to, ask you about a complex legal issue that you worked on. And please also describe the complexity and tell us how you approached it.
See, as a lawyer, you always, every day you come across so many, complex legal issues. So there are many which we do come across in everyday's life. But one such complex issue which recently I have come across was, defending a legislation whereby the reservation was accorded in the areas of employment and education, which was beyond 50% of the ceiling limit, which has been kept by the Honorable Supreme Court of India in the famous case of Indira Sawhney versus Union of India. So it was very difficult to defend such a legislation. Then ancillary issue which was involved in this case was the interpretation of the 102nd constitutional amendment, whereby we were discussing about the power of states to identify the socially and educationally backward classes. So it was really difficult, but we were not successful. But it was really a complex issue.
All right. So, Mr. Singh, now that we are still in between the pandemic, so the pandemic saw some courts begin moving towards more remote proceedings and availability. So, is this sustainable and a possible way to increase access to justice, in your opinion?
See, this pandemic actually has, affected a lot. We have seen unprecedented times during this COVID time. And the pandemic naturally affected all the economy, every activity of the nation. And so does it our legal system also. But thankfully, I mean, our legal system has adopted to the technology, and with the installation of the softwares and with the help of technology, they were able to made access to justice not interrupted, and it kept going on and kept reaching to all the people even in during the pandemic. And we have we were doing cases online, and we were holding conferences through video conferencing with the clients, with the advocates, and of course with the courts also, and with the help of search engine. And also we were able to search case laws, and it was naturally, I mean, we have to cope up with the technology during this crisis. So tomorrow's world is also of internet world, so we have to be ready with this.
Exactly. So, Mr. Singh, how would you rate the current legal system drive towards increasing access to justice? Is there a tangible movement in closing the justice gap?
See, present day situation, of course, is quite encouraging for the litigants in the nature that courts have really, evolved a completely new robust system where, that automatic cases are online filing of the cases, and automated listing of the cases, which are very useful because the justice has got speed up nowadays with the help of technology. And hence this tangible movement of the present day will definitely help in closing the gap between the system and the ultimate beneficiary, which is the litigant.
All right. So in the era of legal technology, what are the most commonly used tools for you?
See, in this era of technology, the most commonly tools we use, I mean, there are a lot of softwares, applications whereby we are able to search our case laws. We have access to so many statutes, whether within India or outside India, and that too at our fingertips. So those were the days when we used to look at the books, and now we can with the click of the button we can have everything on our screen. So uh, of course we just by virtue of technology, now every aspect is on our fingertips, and we just need to apply our mind with the correct perspective.
All right. And is there any app that you can mention that you regularly use?
Uh, these are this so many apps, this Pro Vakil, SSC Online, and you can use it for Manupatra, for case research analysis, and so many the softwares for
All right.
checking your case status online. There's so many apps.
All right. So as you all know that time is money, and time is money in any profession, and in legal it's most of all. So how do you ensure to make the best use of time as a lawyer?
See, in our profession, the time management discipline are the vital factors. So one has to be very disciplined in this profession. So in streamlining the court working hours and the office working hours, including conferences with the clients, senior advocates, one has to manage the time very well, and one has to be updated on the new legal laws also, with the new case laws also, which reduces the burden of uh, the advocate only, for the purpose of uh, making new drafts and preparing new arguments. So I think so. Sometimes there is no, I mean, working hours which can be circumscribed by any office hours. Lawyers, this working kept going on even at the odd hours, even at we come across any legal point which may be useful for in another case. So we have to be very handy with our pen and the notebook. So anywhere anything can click in your mind even at the odd hours. So you can't say that there is any uh, we are limited to any working hours.
Exactly. I know how much occupied you are as a lawyer, so hardly get any time for yourself. So now I would like to know what aspects of being a lawyer interest you the most.
See, I admire being the lawyer most is the discipline and uh, the passion and the spontaneity in this profession, because every day we come across the new issue, and it keeps our mind refreshing, rejuvenating always. And uh, I mean, every day we have to deal with the new puzzle, with the deal with the new issue, and we have to apply our mind afresh. So it's not monotonous. It's every day new zeal, new enthusiasm you require. So that keeps you more active.
What are the traits and characteristics of being a good advocate?
See, I think so. Every lawyer has should have that three eyes in themselves. So three I, according to me, are the most important for any lawyer to have. That is industry, invention, and integrity. So I think so. Everyone has to be very industrious to cope up with the aspects of the law which are applicable to the land. And then invention, one has to be very inventive, because the law keeps on changing every day. So he has to keep on finding the new, inventing new line of arguments, new aspects of law. So, and then lastly, integrity, because one has to be very, show. This is the fundamental of any advocate, the integrity. It is integrity towards the profession and towards the brief and towards the court that drives an lawyer to give his best in any given situation.
All right. So thank you so much for sharing such great insights with us. Now we look forward to having a chat with you again in the future on some other trending topics in the international legal world. So for our viewers, if you like this chat with Mr. Nar Hari Singh, please like and share this video and also subscribe to Click Away Creators YouTube channel to appreciate what we do, and you have more coming from the legal space. So this is Nikhil for LexTalk World signing off. Thank you.